backpacking season is almost here, and this year I really wanted to show up feeling stronger instead of surviving the climbs. And I say that every year. But for the last few months, I've been working on losing some body fat, building my endurance, and getting ready for the long days in the mountains. And it's not to become some extreme athlete, it's just to feel better out here and enjoy the experience more. So in this video, I just wanted to show you how I go about doing this. First, my goal this year is to be 150 pounds, which is the lightest I've been since moving to Alberta. And my body naturally likes to be in the mid 160s. So it's definitely taken some work to get some of this weight off. And I've got about 10 more to go. So we'll see how I do. So this video is not really a how-to guide. It's just bringing you along to show you how I train for the hiking seasons, the workouts, the walks, and every year it feels like I go through this process. Getting into hiking shape isn't one big moment, it's just showing up day in, day out, over and over until one day the mountains don't feel quite as hard anymore. I'm looking at these beautiful mountains behind me. So first thing I do is I just walk all year round. And if you're just starting out, I would just start there. Start with the daily goal. Consistency is the key to this. And just walking is going to improve your health, your joints, your muscles, and having a consistent walking routine is where you start. So if you only currently say walk 300 steps a day, but it's 3 days a week, then do 3,000 steps a day, 6 days a week. And then when you've done that for a couple of weeks, just start increasing your step goal. Start with that and never underestimate walking. The setting the goal and committing to something will make your mind stronger, because sometimes you don't want to do it, but you force yourself to do it. It's like climbing this mountain. Sometimes I don't want to do it, but I have to force it. So when you start feeling good about that, then it's time to change up your terrain. So hill repeats or stairs is a great way to get your heart rate up for short bursts. So let's carry on with this hike here, and we'll talk some more about how I'm getting stronger, fitter, losing some body weight for the hiking season. I need to do this mountain 2-3 times a week, even if it's just a half an hour. Whew. With a pack on for some progressive overload. If you're just starting out walking, add some lunges to your walking routine. It could be lunges just on a flat. That will help with your legs and your glute strength, because when you're climbing up, you're going to need those muscles. Every year I go through this process of getting back in hiking shape, and I don't feel bad about it. I have a baseline in the wintertime of just trying to be within the 10 pounds, and then come spring I really ramp it up. And Jason's the same way. We've really been working together at increasing our fitness, and we're doing it slowly but surely. But another tip is progressive overload when you are hiking. So backpack, because we are backpackers, hiking with some weight in either a small backpack or your full-size backpacking overnight bag is ideal. You start with about half of what you would normally take out on trail, and then you start building up to it, and then go over the amount that you would actually take when you are backpacking on a trip. And the idea is to increase your strength in your lower back in your core, your traps, and just getting used to feeling the heavy backpack. And then when you go out on a trip and you're actually lighter than what you're training with, it's going to be a breeze. So I'm not there yet of hiking with my full backpack, not even close. So I need to get up, I need to do that. Jason, on the other hand, he just started with his full heavy backpack, and he did feel some pain in his lower back. He was wondering why his lower back was so sore. And I said, well, you've been training with a 30-pound pack right off the hop, and it's no wonder. So at our age, our bodies can't handle that. We have to go progressively overloading our muscles and our bodies and our joints to make sure that we don't have injury or muscle soreness. Because for me, I see it a lot in my practice. People go balls to walls and then they come in and they're sore and they can't train for a couple of weeks, and it actually just sets them back. So go slow. Start with a few bottles of water, snacks, some clothes. You've got to bring it out anyways, and then just increase your load as you hike. I'm just finishing up my hike, going downhill now, and downhill is really important for me, specifically for my training, because of my knees. They're not what they used to be, and so I really have to take care in making sure that when I go downhill, I'm bending at the hips, at the knees, and watching my step. It's muddy and slippery, so really I should not be videoing as I go down. And I'm not using my trekking poles, which is forcing my legs to do a lot of the work. But I'm only on a short hike, so I'm okay with not using my poles. But on longer hikes, I definitely use my poles to take off the load off of my knees. So yeah, it's good to do downhill training moves in the winter time on a step. If you don't have like one of those boxes at the gym, just using a step in your house, you're on, or a sturdy heavy chair, step on the chair and then just drop. I'll show you a video clip of it, of what I do here. And you want to just really strengthen the meniscus, the ligaments around the knee, and the muscle. You don't want the muscles, your quads and your hamstrings, to be so weak that your ligaments are taking all of the force. Yes, you want strong ligaments, but it's the muscle that is key. So we're gonna get down off of this mountain, have some breakfast. Oh, see, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing because it's muddy and it's rocky. Before I end this video, one more really important part of my training is what happens after my workout, the recovery, stretch, and mobility part. As a massage therapist, I see this all the time. People go hiking or they work out or whatever their activity is, and then they immediately get in their car and they go home without even taking a few minutes to stretch or release any of the tension that they created in their muscles. Stretching after an activity isn't about becoming more flexible. It's about helping your body recover from all of that tension and strain that hiking or whatever activity puts on it. Tight muscles and tendons can eventually lead to pain or injury, especially when you're carrying a heavy backpack over long distances. I know, like, when I was hiking on the PCT, at the end of the day, people are tired, they're sore, they just want to eat, and they get in their tent, and then they wonder why they're so sore the next morning, or they're cramping up. Recovery is important. You need to take it seriously. Stretching, mobility work, and just giving your body time to recover, so it can keep showing up for you. So anyways, basically that is my strategy for hiking. I don't buy any fancy programs. I don't do any crazy workouts. I just walk with the backpack. Uphill, downhill, flats. It's basically endurance. It's about endurance and enjoyment for me. And I've always gone to the gym. I've always lifted weights, but that wasn't specifically for hiking. That was just to keep strong. But I do really want to see what it's like with another 10 pounds off my body and see if going uphill is a little bit easier because I'm not carrying that extra weight. So, yeah, I'm going to do some stretching and head back home. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.